Good afternoon, everyone. Check out this month's Cut of the Month cut file. I'm going to be pairing my cut file with these two photos. We're going to talk about more about these photos later, what I did to them. They are vintage photos, heritage photos. That is my grandmother. And I'm going to dig right into my How to Kill a Kit with Style kit for the month of August. So if you haven't yet, be sure to check out my August kit unveiling. You can see all of the fun elements that are in this kit. So I want to put a pattern paper behind some of this cut file. So I'm just going to go through the papers quick and decide which one I think I want to use. I do really love how it looks at that on that yellow, but that's not the look I'm going for this video or for this project. I'm going to actually use that sage paper that's right there. As soon as I put the cut file down, I knew that was the one that I wanted to use. I knew I wanted to go ahead and have a spot for a little bit of journaling, so I'm going to use that little journaling card there. And next, I'm going to grab a piece of white cardstock. This is just coconut swirl cardstock. It is one of my favorite cardstocks. I use it pretty much exclusively to cut files on my machine, and then sometimes when I want to use a background with one of those cut files, I'll also use it then. So this paper is from Minte from the Nana's Kitchen collection. And what is super funny about this particular layout is if you saw my kit video, there's all of that yellow and teal in my kit video. And funny enough, I'm not going to use any of that on my first layout. I am going to cut this cut file on the diagonal, and then I'm going to actually use my bone folder to score my pattern paper, and I'm also going to cut that pattern paper on the diagonal. When I cut on the diagonal, I always use my scissors simply because I don't know that they even sell paper trimmers that will hold a 12 by 12 diagonal paper, so the best way to do it is old school. I fold it corner to corner, burnish it and crease it really, really good with my bone folder, and then cut it with a pair of scissors. Having it really well creased helps in the cutting. I tend to stay on the line and actually get a nice clean cut when I do it this way. So here is my idea. I am going to line that background up just like that, and half of that cut file is going to be on the pattern paper, but actually the other half is going to go at the top right on the white cardstock. And I love how this looks. It looked gorgeous. Adding some vintage photo distress oxide ink, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere the cut file right down onto that pattern paper. This process video is going to go by really quick, so I am going to go ahead and ramble a little bit about my photos. So these are heritage photos. They are of my grandmother. I love this photo of her. It's one of my absolute favorite photos I have seen of her. It's beautiful. And I have been playing with digitally colorizing my old heritage photos. This doesn't hurt the photo at all. So I digitize the originals first, get a good digital image of the original photograph, put the original photograph into my archival museum quality box, and then I make a digital copy of the photo. Once I have a digital copy, so two of the same photos, one regular, the second one I have then been playing with and digitally colorizing them. I absolutely love some of the photos I've digitally colorized. I don't love them all, and I really like the idea of having copies of both, and then I can kind of pick and choose which one I want to print and which one I want to scrapbook or display in my home. this one turned out really sweet, and I thought it would be really fun to kind of show off both of them. So I have a printed copy of the original photograph, and then I also have a printed copy of the colorized photograph. And I just think it's a neat thing to do. It was really kind of neat and fun to do it. And it's not something I plan on doing all the time or for every photo or, anything like that. But there were just a couple photos that I felt like adding that little bit of color really humanized them, for lack of a better word. And this was one of them that I just thought was like so nice. So there are a couple others of my grandmother that I colorized and will scrapbook mostly. And I think the reason I like the ones of my grandmother colorized is because I knew my grandmother. I knew her face. We were very, very close. And so I feel like when I colorized those photos, I was like, yes, that's my grandmother. You know what I mean? I don't know. The pictures that I have, the memories of my head kind of went and were better when I colorized the photos. I hope that makes sense. So I went ahead, let me catch you up now that I've rambled on about my grandma and the process video and the photographs. So one half of my layout, the one with the pattern paper, I went ahead and popped that up on some foam tape to give it some extra dimension. And then the other half of the cut fire, I just adhered it straight down to the white cardstock. And I matched it up so that now the cardstock is kind of put back together, but the bottom half is on the pattern paper and popped up. And the top half is that white on white look. And I love how this turned out. I think it turned out so good. Then I went ahead and I grabbed my Honeybee 6x6 paper pad, and I grabbed two kind of neutral patterns. One is kind of a gray wood grain and one is a white wood grain, and I'm using that to map my photos. So both these photos are the same photo. So basically I don't care that I'm overlapping them a little bit. I'm going to give them kind of a smaller mat, and the black and white or original digital copy that's on the gray cardstock, having it on that gray pattern paper is going to make it pop against the white background. So this is the part I really wanted to get right. So I want to make sure that her beautiful face is in both of the photographs. And then I'm going to use the foam tape to pop up the other half of the photo. And that way, the photos will be at the same height and will lay nice and flat across my background. I'm going to take my journaling spot and I'm actually going to hack that butterfly off. He is just too bright for this layout today. I wanted to go with something soft, and I also want this layout to be pretty simple. I'm not going to add a whole lot of things to it, so I want to be very kind of have curated my embellishments a little bit. I wanted something soft and elegant for this layout, and I loved this foam happy. I thought that it would be perfect for a title, and I'm actually going to nestle it right up onto my photo. And it's okay that I put it on the photo because I printed these photos at home. I have the digital copy saved. If I put it up there and I didn't like it, I can just print another one and it is a-okay. For embellishments, I grabbed some of those fussy cut elements from the fussy cut paper. I grabbed a very neutral colored butterfly and some foam hearts that are from the same foam sticker sheet as the happy. I grabbed just the wood veneers from the sequin mix. And that's all I'm going to use on this layout. I wanted something, I was going for something very elegant, and I think I achieved what I wanted with this layout. This isn't a more layout. Those are coming, by the way. There are lots of Shamel style more layouts coming because I have cut into my main character energy. But that is for another day. Today we're doing this pretty heritage layout and I wanted to keep it kind of elegant and simple. And I absolutely love how this turned out. I love that cut file. I think it added so much detail to the layout that we didn't need a lot more. I love, love, love this page. I think that it is just, it's exactly like I wanted it to be, which in scrapbooking doesn't always happen. But in this case, it did. And that makes me super happy. I hope that you have enjoyed my process video for today. If you haven't grabbed a Cut of the Month subscription, I cannot recommend one enough. I absolutely love this subscription. Down in the description box, you will find links to the Cut of the Month subscription. You will also find links to any available products that I used on this layout. Have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon and evening. It is almost Friday. I am so glad. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.